Okay, remember guys, okay, one thing. Okay, even though we don't have any kind of what we call that exam, okay, which is led into our what we call that subjects here, okay. But when it comes to develop basically the skills there, you must be able to answer the right questions. You understand what I mean? Okay, answer the right questions there, which is I actually have given you guys the answers there. Okay, the answers how to answer the right kind of questions, which is how you're going to work with caricatures. For examples there, right, is if you don't actually want to exaggerate your face, it means you can actually use your head, okay, your photos of your head there, okay, and then you making it to more bigger than the body. Those are the most easiest way for us to answer the questions. All right. So for Matthew there, okay, this is not the right kind of answers there. For our question, which is digital caricatures, this is more into more cartoons there, okay. And by right, the anatomy also is wrong. The way that he draw anatomy is also wrong. You can see. This is more like taking a drug there, okay, some kind of drug, okay, add those muscles and become a bit more like a mutant. The way that he draw also the hands also doesn't show any kind of understanding there from there, right? Okay. Even though you have the reference with you, this is basically the most common problem that we face, okay, from the student itself, okay. You don't actually look at things really well, okay. Right, which draw, trace, not the right kind of simple kind of words that way there, okay. Method there, right. Okay. And the other common things that I always see from most of the students here, right? They don't even care to learn to develop those understanding. This is most of the common thing that happens from most people's there. Okay, most people's there, right? You guys kind of like just draw them without having enough kind of concern, right? Concern about your way to accept it, to adapt those kind of understanding, even though when you have your reference with you here. Okay. You guys can see my screen, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay. Show a bit there, right? How it works. let me see, okay, let me show, okay, what is wrong. Okay, if you not actually, if you not actually understand, if you don't understand how to work with the shadow, for example, okay, and but at the same time, how to work with the limbs, the parts of the body there, okay, use the reference back again. All this kind of thing I already show you guys and give you guys some examples there before. If you cannot actually imagine, which is your imagination is really sucks there, right? Why don't you actually write this? Using a reference here. Think about new, what we call that Photoshop. We just click, and then I can actually write. But this one, I'm going to cut this record because I might say, right, his face is similar to mine there, right? So I have to cut them out. Is it? Is it true, guys? The model face is more like mine there, right? Huh? Right, this one I get the face is there. So let's just say I'm going to use this part there, right? Okay. Copy and paste. So this one I'm going to close, or I can delete there, okay? This is one of the way that he can develop those understanding there. This one can be a part of caricatures lah. And of course, in caricatures, we're going to distort a little bit the body there, right? Not too much there. If he thinks that I want to have this body later on there, okay? And of course, okay, the light and shadows there, okay? The light came from this side, the shadow will fall off over here. It might be there. So Matthew there, okay? Make sure you look at these samples there. How actually I'm going to construct back again your images there, okay? And use every single part of those work of those reference to develop your understanding here. Answer the right questions. Okay, answer the right questions. If you don't answer the right questions, of course, from 40 marks, I'm going to give only 5 for these kind of works. Simple as that. Okay. So for me, it's a very simple kind of analogies or methods of marking the marks. Okay, you don't answer the right questions, basically caricatures, right? That I actually have introduced you guys and explained to you guys. Also give some notes there. I can give at least 5 per 30 or 40 there. Okay, simple as that. Okay, we take a look back again our sample of marking systems here. Okay. Right, the coursework marks there, right? Even though we submit in week 5, right, the carry marks are going to be around 40%, right? 40% there, right? If that kind of works, you got 5. All right. If the one that actually hit date before, I think he got around 15 or maybe luckily 15 or maybe not are going to be 8 or 10 or 20 there, right? Then they got 5, they only have around 15 per 100 there. Simple as that. So that means you have to work hard a bit more for those, another 40%. But I don't think this kind of what we call the conceptual of working there, okay, they will lead you into pass. Even though you submit your works, but you don't answer the right questions, you fail. Same goes to the exam, right? Is it? You came to the exam, for example, right? Okay. And then what happens there? You don't answer the right questions there, right? But you answered, right? Okay. Let's just say you have a science papers there, but you answer in what we call that for geographies or sejarah there, right? Okay. For example, say, is it right? But you actually attend the exam, you came to answer the questions, but the answer is wrong there, right? Normally you get zero lah. But my kind of generosities are going to give 5 because you submit the work there only. So when I come to do the report, it's simple as that, right? Okay, why the student fail? Because they don't answer the right questions. Simple as that. We're asking you to draw caricatures according to the methods that we have shown, videos, samples, reference, notes there. Even in lecture class, we give some of the samples from there. But you don't answer the right questions. You don't follow basically the methods there, right? Simple as that, you fail. Right. Is it fair? To give that kind of methods of marking system for the student. Is it fair basically that guys? Fair, right? Fair enough, they're right. Because you don't actually answer the right questions. Simple as that. Right? Even though he actually doesn't attend our class today here. Okay? Matthew is from your class, right? There.
Here.
Matthew here?
Here.
Oh, yeah. Okay, Matthew. Where's your
Okay.
cameras there, right? Show yourself there.
Yeah, I hear.
All right. So remember that, guys. Okay, Matthew, you're here, right? Okay, good. So this is basically the thing that you have to be concerned. Even though, like Jolene, right? Jolene there, right? Some of the details she doesn't actually work, right? Okay, for me, okay, with this kind of works, if you take a look, right, what basically the most obvious thing about the proportions that Jolene make mistakes there. What are the things that we can see from here that can make mistake? We have to learn about how to critique, also give some command, some ideas how to improve from your friend's work, even though Jolene is not your group there, from your group, right? So what basically we can actually improve from here, other than shadows, other than detailing there, the proportions there. Matthew, can you see, right? What are the mistakes here, Matthew?
Yes.
What is it?
The proportion and the details of the body.
Other than that, one of the most obvious way you see there, okay, that doesn't look quite right there from here. Where is it? From the body parts there, okay, the body part, okay.
The shadow.
Not shadows, proportions there, the body proportions there, okay. You know the proportion, right? The body parts there, right? Okay, the balance there. All right, Boshuan or Wengjin, what you can say about this one there, right? What do you guys can say about this one? Okay, what are the things that we can improve from the body proportions here that can make more better kind of improvements?
Is it the neck?
Yes, the neck there, right? Okay.
This is Marisa here, yeah, sir.
Huh?
This is Marisa here, by the way.
Okay, right.
Okay,
Neck there, right?
sir.
Well, you just wake up there, right? You just wake up there, Marisa.
Yeah, sorry, I just overslept.
It's okay, it's okay. To be fair for us, you can actually open up your webcam also. We can see your sleepy head there, right?
So, but
Okay, guys. Okay,
still
take a look
asleep.
there. Okay, yeah, don't worry there, right? Okay, now the neck there, guys. The neck, because it looked a bit kind of like she's a superhero there, okay, but basically she's a bit kind of cacat there, okay. I'm not talking about the okay you kind of people here, right? But this one basically is a little bit more like cacat lah, right? So remember, guys, when you actually want to place, even though a caricature is there, right? Okay, if she draw a baby, maybe right, okay, baby or baby body, right, okay, because baby normally doesn't have a lot of emphasizing on the neck there. But ladies, guy, man, there, right, okay, they have those neck that we can actually draw a little bit to show a little bit kind of understanding on the right kind of balance to the proportions here. Okay, be careful with it there, right? Okay, and be more concerned. Always concerned about your kind of drawings there. Okay, so right now, right, we have Matthew over here. Okay, Matthew. Okay, if you have the reference, you're going to draw the leg, for example, here, there, right? Find some of the photos there. Okay, about right bodybuilders there. Sorry, there, right. Okay. Of course, you can see right some of the photos that have more kind of emphasization on the legs there, right? Whether you want to women's like legs or you want a man kind of legs, up to you there, right? So, but as long as you have that kind of reference, it will give you more advantages to work back again with your reference and you redraw back again there. Okay, so those are the things that we need to apply when it comes to develop our understanding there, right? Okay, why taking so long here? Need to render them right. So those are the things that you need to consider. You cannot imagine, don't imagine them first. Learn from your reference, learn from the photos there, okay? Those are the first thing that you need to do. You want to draw, this is a bit kind of like fake there, okay? Kind of muscles there. Right, so learn basically from there. Okay, any reference that you can get, okay, to get enough kind of reference, work on it, right? Save those images over here. I kind of like in that case, I just say right this body part there, right? For example, copy, paste, okay. Then you actually can actually write improve a little bit from there if you want to. That's a little bit. Now you have Photoshop there, right? There's a lot of things that we can do from here. Why you have to go into a little bit kind of more difficulties, like to work back again to your reference there. Right, for example, right here, I can actually right manage to change basically the layout there, right? 15, 20. Even though we use A4 there, right, for examples here, but I just want to show you guys how it works there. Make it more balanced there on how it works. You using Photoshop, there's a lot of advantage that you can do from here, from now on there, right? So you must be able to see things more correctly there. Even though I try to replace like this one, it still look fine there, okay? Still look fine there. So the things that we can do right now, okay, when you start to draw, what type of brushes that you use also is really important here. Okay. Right now I'm using, other than alternate pencil, I'm using drawing box, or if I want to use charcoals, right, okay, make sure I reduce the size there. It doesn't work for me, right? Okay, for me, it doesn't work well for these brushes there, right? Okay, maybe for painting, yes. What is erasers there? This one, it can be done directly using this line. But is this the ultimate inking, right? If I don't use pencils, I can use inking there. So take a look there, right? Okay, the difference between, where is it? The photos of you. Where is the reference there? Okay, comparison. How you draw them, right? Remember what I told you before, okay? If you to draw the outline there, for example, the outline only there, right? But make sure they have the quality of line. Okay? The quality of line. I always emphasize on the quality of line when I draw there, right? This is one of the line drawings that you guys can use. I'm not saying tracing because I really hate the names of tracing because why? Because when you trace directly, it doesn't actually look quite exactly what you draw, what you trace there. Those are the things that I always hate when people thought that, okay, whatever that they do actually right now is tracing there, right? If you really trace the works there, right? Okay? I remember when I was like your kind of time of learning, right? Okay? When I was learning, okay, we have this kind of we call light box there, a very huge kind of light box there, right? Okay, that we use most of the time for tracing there. At that time, there is no computers there that we can use. So what I can do right now, that see the way that I draw, okay, one single stroke at times, and at this stage, basically, I didn't actually write. I've simplified. Okay, if you want to simplify, basically, your right, your characters there, your caricatures there, Matthew. This is one of the way. See, this is one of the way there, right? Simplify. Okay, take a look how actually I draw the eyes there, right? Follow exactly there, right? Okay. Most of the students that cannot draw well, okay, I draw the lips there first. Lips are mouth there first there. See the way I draw the mouth there, okay? And then the lips there, the lower lips and upper lips together there, okay? But then combine them. But I kind of using one of the methods that to draw the textures there, okay? They indicate the center point of the lips there. And when you draw the nose, one of the way basically you draw the nose hole there, the nose trail, and then draw the line that indicate those nose there. Okay, one stroke, two strokes at a time. Okay, if you close this one, this is your handsome face there, Matthew. Okay, and to draw the neck, you have to exaggerate a little bit. Just now, when you draw, there is no uh, collar kind of bone there. Okay, just now you draw. Okay, they have to be like this one. What is it there? Where do you find here? I don't see there, right? Okay, from here. The best way to draw. This is very nice brush, right, guys. Okay, I can see here. Okay, when I move my hands when I draw. One stroke at a time there, okay, to draw them. When I was study anatomy, okay, I kind of like spend a lot of times watching and also draw all this kind of bodybuilder kind of stuff there, okay. Even though at that times my body is not like this lah. Now a little bit more like this. Okay. All right. So you guys don't actually trust me there, right? Okay, see? Right? A bit there, right? A bit there. This is not Photoshop, right? Not Photoshop there, right? Not Photoshop there. So when you want to study anatomy, right, you can study yourself, you can study also other people that you draw them back, right? It's okay to trace, but we're using drawing methods there. Make sure you draw using a drawing methods that works to study the anatomies there. If you love manga very much, right, they basically have studied all this kind of perfect anatomies all the times. You saw from any kind of Pinterest, Behance, or whatever resources that you have, right? When you look at how people draw manga, they're okay, even though female, man, monsters, they're okay, boy, girl, they're okay, teenagers, they're any type of gender, they're okay, or age, they're okay, they have the very perfect kind of understanding of anatomies there. That's why we don't bullshit all these kind of things here. Make sure you study that first. But one of the best way, if you have a very lack of understanding, use a reference like this. It's a very good reference there, Matthew. But the problem is you don't actually control your line really well there. You want to draw some of the details like this, go ahead. More like a gay stuff there, right? Okay? But just to indicate the detailing there, okay, like this is okay there, okay, guys, okay? The neck, kind of what we call that structures there, right? So minimize the line, but by the same time, when you draw, okay, just now, you saw, okay, what is this, okay? It's more like a plate then, doesn't that, it's not like a abs, right? Okay? Draw the abs there, right? See? I don't have to show my abs, lah, right? Okay, sorry there, guys, okay? They're going to be, later on, you're going to complain there, okay? I'm doing some of the explicit kind of actions from the lessons there, right? So guys, okay, take a look here, okay? Even though I can actually improvise a little bit there, okay, on the muscle structures, line itself there. Hey, I guess, guys, okay, if you really want to focus, okay, I didn't actually experiment with these inking brushes, thick, thin, Carl Ultimate inking, thick and thin brushes there for wet media. But I kind of love this kind of what we call that strokes that I can have, okay? Take a look there, Matthew, okay? Draw the fingers carefully. I did actually give some of the example last semesters how to draw them. Okay. I can even actually write, if you look at the what we call that, at the photo, sometimes, okay, we need to improvise a little bit there. You ask any kind of artist or designers there, okay, they will actually improvise from the reference there. Why? Because real photos sometimes they a little bit kind of not quite even though you trace everything exactly what you want there, okay, but the problem is when you transfer into drawings, they kind of give a little bit kind of weird kind of results there, okay, when you trace them. Okay, what it can do, you need to use your own understanding from there to improvise them back. Okay, about the what we call that, maybe he's wearing a tie there, okay, a thigh there, okay, a very short tie there, okay. What it can do, can actually improvise a little bit because I don't want to add a bit kind of detail from this particular kind of positions there. So how big you want there, okay, Matthew? This one big? All right. So all this kind of what we call that understanding there, okay, is good, is fun, have fun, okay. If you click right now, what I'm doing here, I'm having fun here. And the proportion that I actually apply from this visuals, okay, reference, I wouldn't using seeing different kind of pictures there, it kind of like almost in the right kind of proportions there, right? So that's why practice all the time there and always develop the concern there, okay, the concerns here. For me there, okay, yeah, when we have what we call that, this kind of technologies that we have here that I actually use for you guys here there, okay, I kind of feel like a very blessed because we have basically the privilege to explore more on our skills here. And by right, this is one of the shortcut and the more fastest way that I can actually give you guys, other than we have a certain kind of learning kind of experience and exposure that we can give the students there. But I already give you guys also last semester that how it works there, right? If you really understand and learn to develop that kind of understanding there from time to time there, right? This one, the muscle over here. Some of the obvious things that we can actually apply. Sometimes people always feel kind of like confused there, where to start, where to move, where to develop the right kind of strokes there, right? Okay. If you take a look at it, some of the obvious kind of elements, parts of the human that you actually can use to create those kind of strokes there, to emphasize on the muscles there, the structures there, the line itself, right? Okay. You try to draw them, but at the same time, if you take a look at what I do here, I kind of like controlling my kind of strokes and line there, right? Okay, to indicate those kind of some of the vines or detailings there, okay, on the muscle itself there. See? Right, Matthew? Can you see the difference here between your line and my line there, okay? That you need to develop those understanding there. I don't know where basically you get this kind of block that story. If you meant to develop basically your kind of simplifications there, okay? Make sure you have enough reference there, right? Okay, works on that. Otherwise, the legs look a bit more like a chicken leg there, okay? The body look a bit kind of solid there, but this part and this part, right? Okay, everything actually right wrong already there. It kind of look like a mutant, or maybe this guy using a bit kind of like methanol or what is it, a drugs there, okay, on the body here, right? Careful with it when you draw. At the shadows line, if you want to make it more simple, you indicate the shadows as simple as we can be here. For example, right, again, the way that I saw, this is basically the shapes of the shadows here that can be indicated when it comes to draw the very, what we call that, simple kind of understanding here, there, right, okay? This is the highlight of it, and this is going to be the shadows line there, shadows part there, right? A lot of people, if you use vector-based kind of styles, maybe this is the right kind of shadows line we can use. Okay, this one also can be reduced. Okay, the shadows lines over there, right? And this kind of methods, you have to refer a lot of anime or manga kind of way of styles of painting there, right? How they simplified basically some of the shadows line. Right now, then actually you guys can actually apply the bed. This one will look like doesn't look like a muscle there. When you want to add some shadows, there has to be using the muscle kind of shapes there to define the shadows. Not just simply draw like this is what is it. Look more like a water kind of shadows there. Right? So those are the things that we have to develop, that kind of understanding how you actually see things there, but see, even though the hairline shadows here, see, when I draw. Same goes to this side. See, when you want to draw them back. Answer the right questions. Those are the things that you have to remember here. But for me, one of the way that you guys can use to develop your understanding when it comes to develop basically your kind of what we call that works, right? That fit with your reference is by using all the things that I actually have showed, right? Okay. A lot of people, especially students there, right? They kind of, most of the students who actually cannot doing well, who really have, need more kind of attention on the works there, right? They kind of doesn't actually follow exactly what I say. People who actually have skills, I don't have any worried about it. Okay, but the point is right now, people who doesn't have that skill, they kind of like felt that they can do it right, but basically it's not. Okay, that's basically the common kind of problem that we have faced. You cannot do it right, okay, and your mind always play tricks on you. Okay, like let's just say that okay, I want to do some more quick selections there, right? So like this, and give me like that. No, right. What I can do right here, I can add some your colors of choices, right? If I use this one there, okay, your color of choices there, base colors there, okay, base colors there, right? So the next thing is some of the areas there I can actually delete there, right? There's a lot of way, guys, okay, to do some selections. And normally I'm using lasso, you guys know that, okay? But when we have the different kind of methods there to works more quicker there, okay? More fastest, why don't we use them there? But at the same time, there's always have something that we have to prepare first, okay? And I don't prepare them well. I just kind of use any kind of brushes or any kind of tools that I can use to develop the selections here. But right now, what I do basically here, I kind of using this kind of selections over here. But what happens to this one? I kind of feel a bit kind of, I can actually paint back again. I just paint there to get the same kind of base colors here. Okay. So there's a lot of way to paint there, guys. Okay, you guys can choose the whatever that you want, but make sure basically you choose the right one, okay, the right one for you to work there first. So I kind of using this what we call the technique because I want to make sure that I can make all the selection, all the base colors here going to be in the right kind of positions there, right? Window, okay, you can paint that back. So easy for me to do some selections later on when I have to paint there. Okay, even though it's not that quite neat there, okay, clean, but it's more than enough. Okay, from here, I'm going to test your shadows there, okay. If you take a look at your skin tones, it's a bit more like this color. Is it? This color is there, or the shadows, what we can do. So what I can actually work from here, if I use soft brushes. Why I use soft brushes normally there, guys? Because, what? Easy for me to control the shadows there. Add new layers, where basically the shadows fall off there, right? Sometimes people always thought, okay, oh, they use a vector base because easy for them to access, okay? Yeah, for some other certain times. I kind of like thing. Why basically there is a thing over here, right? Select all, delete back, okay? here. Check that again, the base colors there, right? What happens to this one? There is maybe something that I've done just now that make right problem with the layers there, okay? But that's basically is a not big issues here. So the big issues here, right? How to indicate the shadows line there, guys. The shadows kind of shapes. See? So basically this part has a shadows line, right? Same goes, okay, check look the photos reference that we have. Where's basically the shadow going to be fall off. Obviously going to be fall off over here. When I actually want to paint the chest, I move my brushes like this one there, right? Huh? You check the reference here. Okay, the shadow is going to be fall off a little bit right here, there, right? So we just paint them back. Right, this part also has the shadows a bit. That's a highlight over there. Don't worry too much, okay, to make it, okay, the flows of it, okay. But when you paint, use the body structures that apply from the shadows there when I paint. Yeah. Move this curved line over there, right, and move back again to this part, right. Adjust the size a bit, right, to give more room for you to add some of the details over here. Yeah. I don't want to use basically, right, okay, some vector-based styles. Sometimes you felt that it's quite easy there, okay, but it's not. If we don't have enough kind of highly kind of skills, you won't be able to get it right. That's why don't actually misjudge, okay, about the vector-based styles there. It's not that easy there, guys. Okay, if you don't actually follow, basically, you don't understand how to create the structures of those shadows there that form basically the muscle or tone or basically the structures itself there, right? By right here, if you check look closely, we almost finished the shadows there, right? Okay? Even though we can actually adjust a bit more here, we add more details there. I don't know what happens to this one. Kind of quite felt a little bit kind of distracted, I think. What is this thing? So I kind of what we call that, just paint a bit more and more there, right? Okay? Details that the nose, right, has to be a little bit more dark there, right? This part there, right? The lips, you can actually add a bit kind of different kind of colors like light pink or orange a little bit there, okay, but doesn't actually follow through. They're going to be look like a lipstick. Yeah, don't okay. Careful with it when you draw them those lips there, right? So kind of add some of the detailing over here first. Okay, don't worry about the hair, right? Okay, the hairline. To construct all the basic structures there of the faces using the shadows. Right? When you have done, and you can actually add some highlight if you want to, or you can actually add yellow kind of colors here for the shadows a bit more, okay, to enhance a bit there, right? But not too much there, right? Make it more balanced here. Yellowish a bit there, right? Okay, can there. To give more varieties of colors choices when you paint. And then, right, check to look here. Right, a little bit kind of orange there, you can actually apply. Okay. Keep more vibrant, right, okay, on your presentations. And you can add some highlights there. You can add some highlight, and at the same time, you can actually add new layers that you work. Okay. When you start to add some highlights, everything will be pop up a little bit more better there, okay? But basically, this is not enough there. This is only a quickest and more fastest kind of way there, okay? You guys have seen, okay, how actually I've done in more details there, okay? But I just want to show how it works there first from here. What I can do from the selections areas there, if I want to draw or if I want to add some detailing, okay, for example, about the lips here, I can add, right? And add some shadows. Not too much there, right? Otherwise, it looks a bit more like he's wearing lipsticks there. See? And the colors of the lips can actually apply also for the shadows there. That means they're going to be blend a little bit there, right? They will blend a bit more better there. But also can be right. Because the shadows there, we don't use black colors for the shadows. We use purples there, okay, for the shadows there. Remember that, what I've done there, okay, before. The, the tone, I write the shadows, the tone, okay, for the whole structure is going to be pop up a little bit more nicer there, okay, more vibrant there, right? And of course, you want to add a bit more detailings. You want to see some finished kind of works. You can add some colors for your eyes there. Then you can see more detailings that can be appear from there. The colors of the eyes, as usual, I'm going to use, okay, other than black there, right? More like a dark brown a bit. Okay. And a bit more darker kind of tones. You can add a bit more kind of what we call the adjust the flows if you want to. And the other thing is highlights. One of the simplest way you guys can actually use. Emphasize on the detailing there. All right. So you can do more and more and more from there. Okay. The soft blend of shadows using those brushes is one of the tricks that we can actually combine and use them together with for example, if I want to do some selections over here, right here, I'm using lassos here right now, just to what we call that, create some of the indications of the separation between the body skin tone and also the other part of those side there, like pants, shirts there sometimes, and hair. Why I'm going to separate them? Okay, take a look here. If I want to add some shadows there, all right, this is basically the shadows, okay. I want to add the vector-based shadow styles there, okay, what I can do. So this is what I will do here. So you see this side, shadow there, right? Click shift, this side also has a shadows a bit. All right, this side also have a shadows a bit there. This side also have a shadows a bit. Same goes to this one. Same goes to this part there, right? There's a shadows line over here. So all the shadow fall off to the left side. Okay, left side there. Okay, most of the areas right here, they will going to be fall off with the shadows there. Okay, check a look there, guys, there, how it works. Right, this part also the same. But if you don't have enough kind of understanding, it's quite hard there. That's why using these vector-based kind of technique styles is quite easy for those who actually have the right kind of understanding there. But if you don't, practice a bit more on your foundations. Copy and paste there, for example here, see? I'm copy and paste there, right? Where is it? Okay, this is the shadow part there, okay? Can you see there? So what I can do from here, I can multiply them, see? Multiply to add more details there. But don't look at this one there, okay? I really hate about this kind of, what are the things, the problem here, I don't know there, okay? I can actually work on that. But this is basically the shadows there. See? What I can do from here, select them. Let's just say that I'm using this one there, right? This base color, right? Paint. But I don't know what happens there. Okay, this is basically my shadows there, right? Areas there. I can even basically basically I will erase this there, right? Erase this part, make it more convenience there. Not the convenience store. And some of the parts of check back again the muscle connections and shadows connections there, right? They're not going to be easy if you don't actually study the anatomies really well there. And you don't actually try to simplify things at the same time. So right now, I have the shadows line there. Shadows there. Look more like a muscle shadow than the water there, right? Okay? That you draw just now there, okay, Matthew. Same goes to the hairline. So what I can do with the hair is a simple things, right? I can actually do some selections, right? Like this back again. Because the hairline for this kind of particular kind of styles, we can mix them up there together with, okay, with the vector based styles there or solid kind of shadow styles there. So what I can do from here, I can kind of like copy and paste, right? This is basically the hair that I want to draw. If I'm using like brownish a little bit kind of colors there, right? For base color, okay, this is basically came from the soft brushes there, okay. So the things that we can do, we can cover them back by open up new layers on top of it. So what I can do from here, same thing. I'm going to color the shadows only there. I can select the shadows line only there here. For example, like this one there, right? Okay. Even though this part basically is a bit more stubble there, right? We can actually adjust them later on. What you can do, copy and paste. I can multiply there. The hairline of the shadows there, rather than this one there. But this is only a rough kind of style that I use. Even though we call that this part, and paint them back. Brush, paint them back. Using different kind of brushes there. There's a lot of way there, guys, to paint. There's a lot of way. You just have to know how to use them wisely there, right? To work. So the eyes a bit more popularity when you use highlight there. So, so it's your choice there right now how it works. The proportions, the body there, okay? Even though the pants, okay? How to draw the tight pants, where basically the shadows are going to fall off. So what I can do right now, if I use these colors here, okay? So the next thing is, okay, if I use gradient, okay, good, you can use gradient there, but gradients, the shadows has to be fall off to the side, okay? If I use gradient, for example, here, where is it? Gradients there, right? The gradient tools. It's just basically the colors over here, okay? Okay, the shadows have be fall off over here, there, right? So one of the things that I can do, I can actually just simply, this is basically the tone of those pen there, guys, to show the tone of it. Copy and paste, multiply. See, it's more look like a pens doesn't look like a water directly. That's how it works. Mix them up, okay? But this is very quick kind of way that I do before your demonstrations. There, I have done a more detailing from there, but learn from time. But learn one step at a time, okay? At the same time, there, okay? So if I want to add some sort of like uh, the base colors there. So backgrounds, try to get the right kind of colors of the backgrounds. Don't just simply color the whole thing right without having a right kind of understanding. I actually add some of the photos directly that can be added into the background if you want to. But one of the simplest way that I use normally, I can use this kind of methods there. Okay, just like using glow effects or photographics techniques there. By using a very soft kind of flows, adjust the size, right? And just spread it out by using a circles there, okay? To give more kind of presentations there. Remember, okay, we're talking about presentations. This is the part that basically we can actually refine back again later. Okay? This is what we're talking about, right? Refine them back. Refine some of the mistake that you have done before. When you present your works, you don't just leave it sloppy like you don't care about it there, right? Okay? So it's just then refine them back. I don't know how lucky you are, okay? Because my times, right, okay, it's hard for us to see those demonstrations like this. And most of the thing that you saw from YouTube basically is more like time lapse there, right? But not time lapse there, right? I kind of show you guys, okay, entirely how it works, one step at a time here. But when you guys don't follow that basically, and if you guys don't follow and your works a bit more worse than I actually have shown, that's what makes me feel like you don't learn from there. And easy, you make yourself to be failed from what you have thought there, right? You make yourself feel that, not me there, right? Refine some of the things here. Simple as that. See, more better kind of presentations than this one. When you want to draw cartoons, differently. But this is a bit more like a cartoon version of you, but based on caricature styles that more basically there, okay? More basic kind of styles that you works. If you cannot follow this one, don't do it your own way. Learn back again. Simple as that. All right, guys. Any questions? Any question there, guys? Matthew, how is it there, Matthew?
I will try.
You have to do better than try there, right? Because you have
Okay.
tried 1.5 semesters there. So there's no such thing
Okay.
as try, but you have to do more better than that. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So how about the rest of you guys then? Right. Carefully, okay, when you look at some of the things that you saw from this, okay, this one, like we can see, right? She actually tried hard enough to add some shadows. It's good there, okay? It's a very good kind of what we call that learning experience there. Even though we can add a little bit more kind of detailing, okay, on the outline over here. Okay, for example, if I want to don't felt amazed with the background because she's only using some of the games kind of backgrounds there, right? Doesn't have any kind of amazing kind of looks from there. If you check a look here, some of the detailing that we can do from here there, right? I would say that I can actually, right, use some of the brushes over here. Like this, see? Add a bit more kind of detailing there. So it means when you draw directly, it doesn't look like an outline directly. You don't actually apply the outline only. You actually try to apply the strokes for the hair. That's one of the mistakes that people always do there. Okay, they don't kind of like understand. Okay, see the nose there. See the nose. What I tell about the nose. So the right way, I don't have to paint. Maybe I can use this cut off paint there. Right? Okay, maybe here. This is just a bit there. Right? Maybe I use soft brushes. It's more better here. That's a bit the flow, more blending there. Right? It doesn't have to be too dark there, okay, for the nose there. For what there, okay? The other thing is this line there, okay? It doesn't have to be combined all together. It doesn't have to be combined there. When it when they combine and look worse there, okay? It look like you paste there, right? Okay, those spots. Hmm. Okay? A bit more better like this one there, right? Rather than the one that actually he saw. This line also has to be improved a little bit there, right? Okay. Okay, right. A bit more better like this, right? So you have to be careful when you draw some of the parts of your body here. I already told you guys all the time that, okay? But no one listen there, okay? Most of people doesn't listen there, okay? Simple things that can be indicated there, okay? To draw the nose there. Unless you want to draw the nose kind of hair like this. Difference lah. Right. See the difference there. I don't know why people actually have a lot of kind of issues problem when they want to draw nose in the correct way, because I already show you guys a lot there, right? Okay, right? People don't listen there. People don't look and listen and understand by using their own kind of observations. Remember one thing, okay? I did also one of the examples when I saw, mm, mm, what is it? Okay, I saw one of the samples there, okay? 3D modelings from one of the artists there, right? Where is it? Eh? I can't recall the right. They draw He-Man, but it looks a bit more weird there. Where is it there? This one, I think, okay. This is the original there. Using 3D there, okay, ZBrush, I think. This is my kind of adjustment. Okay, to compare them, right, if you didn't have enough understanding there, okay, you won't be able to improve other people. So you just feel amazed there, okay, with this kind of detailing there, but the proportion is not right. By actually using Photoshop just to correct them back. Okay, knowledge is important there to work. Okay, knowledge is important there, guys, to work there. Same goes to this one. Okay, we actually have go through before. Okay. All right. Any questions there so far? Okay. 11 people have turned out. Okay, let me see. Okay. Who is it? Yap Zing Hao. The new one. Moon Hey is not here. This might be the reference, right? Okay. This is the one that she tried to draw. Using the base colors directly on the anime kind of styles, but the hairline doesn't look right. Even though the nose, see, you can see the difference there, right? Okay. Right, the nose there, when you draw. No shadows, blur directly. It doesn't work well. But it's a good start lah for her, I think, right? But I felt that there's a lot of things that he has to done from here that need to be improved, right? Those are the things there. One of the things that I don't really like to draw from cartoons is because we kind of sometimes doesn't learn a lot to develop the right kind of skills there. Because I've seen when I was like you guys, when I actually saw some of my friends, okay, my friends, they basically, they kind of actually learn only to draw from other people's cartoon, but they don't actually try hard enough to draw from the realistic, from the real photos there, okay, to study anatomies or any kind of position or pose there, okay, they will stuck themselves in that kind of level of skills only, okay, for for a very quite long time, okay. If you actually try to persuade back again later on, maybe you can, okay, if you actually seems going to be into the path that actually lead into your creative kind of works. But if you just learn only to get the results or the exam or the papers directly, they won't be, you won't even see your improvement from there. You won't be able to, if you're concerned about your improvement, what you're going to learn and whatever that you're going to do later on in the futures, doesn't matter directly, but right now you learn to understand what how it works. It will give you more benefits from here. That's why I didn't actually focus more on the drawing some other people's works from cartoon, okay. I saw some people actually have done that, okay. They ask the student draw trees from cartoons there, learn to paint back again. All that kind of stuff you guys can learn from certificate there, okay. You take 2 3 days kind of courses, you can actually learn to use Photoshop to draw cartoons like that. But you want to learn in depth of understanding anatomies for your usage for your works in the future, especially right when you talk about SpongeBob characters directly. If you don't understand how to draw SpongeBob directly, for animation student or for multimedia student, for example, here, you will have a lot of problems later on. Okay, for example, yeah, we're not actually planning to draw SpongeBob, but the basic structures of SpongeBob, okay, we're talking about here. What are the basic structures there? Boxes there, right? Shapes there. Okay. If you don't understand the basic structures like this, you won't be able to draw SpongeBob's. Okay? You won't be able to draw the SpongeBob there, right? Why? Because you don't understand the whole structures there first. You will draw like this. You don't draw like this one, the basic structures thing. That's basically the difference between people who learn to understand and people just learn to develop your kind of whatever things that you have in mind there, okay? Okay? That's the difference there. I'm not actually just draw SpongeBob, okay? Just to show you guys, but I want to show you guys how to develop the basic shapes there, right? And draw in the right way. Okay? This one using my imaginations without any reference that you works there. Of course, there's a few kind of thing that have to be improved from here there, but between this line and this line drawings there, this one show that you are basically design student. This one basically show that you came from outside, from nowhere. You don't have any knowledge that works there, right? Even though you want to draw some characters like Patrick there, okay? What kind of shapes that you want to draw there first? Okay. Before you want to draw Patrick there, okay? How long does it take there to draw a basic structure there first before you want to add some of the details? That's basically your kind of things that you need to answer to yourself there first. Okay? You're not talking about detailing there, but understanding the basic structures when you want to draw characters there. I already show you guys a lot, but no one, Most students doesn't follow. That's why they cannot actually draw well. They will stuck into that kind of levels until they graduate, and then they realize they don't learn anything from there. So ask back again yourself who and what you want to do there, okay? Who want to be there, okay? Going to start yourself with that kind of levels until you graduate, or you want to change that? You want to change your drawing from now on. Okay? All right? Simple as that. Oh, Marissa, new hairstyles there, right? Okay? New
Yeah.
haircut there, right? Okay,
Yeah.
now, okay? Oh, Wang Jun, right? Okay, maintain the hair, the long hair there, okay? All right, guys, okay, any questions? Any questions there so far? Change the way you draw to make sure you can actually develop your skills well. Otherwise, no one can be force you to change it. You yourself have to make those changes there, right? You need to make those changes from now on. Even though you want to draw this kind of simple cartoons like this one there, okay? If you don't understand the basic structures there, your drawings are going to be look too naive there, too stiff there, okay? The rest of your life there, okay? You must be able to have that kind of concern there, worried there, okay? How I can change it, right? How I actually can change, right? Okay? Change the way that you draw, change the way you control the pressures there. And it takes time there, but it takes a lot of hours there to practice that, okay? For those who cannot draw or have a very zero knowledge, okay? But all the methods, all the techniques that I already showed before previously, right, in my classes there, okay? It can be used there to develop, but you have to improve by doing a lot of exercise. Otherwise, you won't be able to see the changes there, right? And you're always welcome to ask me to show me your progress anytime you want there, right? Okay. All right. Anything else? Okay, the attendance already taken there. So what is it? The artboard is what all is about, right? Start a new artboard. Creating gem. I never used them. Okay, doesn't matter there, right? Okay. All right, Catherine, how is it there? I saw some of the things that you've done before, but we actually have comment there, right? Okay. Hopefully can
Yes,
improve,
I am here.
right?
Sure.
Hopefully can improve there, right? We have also who is it there, right? Gilson there, right? Okay, Gilson. All right. Hopefully this semester I can see some improvement also from you. All right. And the rest of you guys, I keep actually right looking at those kind of things there. And of course, remember, if you want to pass all these three assignments, answer the right questions. If the caricatures that we're going to talk about, draw caricatures there. Don't portray no cartoons there, okay? But in the cartoon versions there, but is a caricature styles. Caricature style, head bigger than the body, and body can be distorted a little bit. Simple as that. But if you want to use some exaggerations, make sure people can actually still recognize your face. That's all. Exaggeration means, okay, we emphasize on the things that we saw from our faces. We're like when you basically, you have the very long kind of jaw, the nose, the lips, that basically emphasize on your kind of faces, kind of personalities there. So if you actually distort a little bit, your squash a little bit, your faces, they kind of feel a bit kind of weird there, okay? But it's a it's a matter of times, and also you can actually experiment a lot on your faces if you want to study caricatures there before you want to exaggerate other people's face lah, right? Like Bo Xuan, right? Okay, maybe her glasses that emphasize more on her face, right? Maybe more bigger there, maybe the lips a bit there, right? Okay, can be exaggerate there, right? There's a lot of things that we can actually, but you have to open up your mind to exaggerate the face. That's why you use your own face first, right? Okay. Of course, a lot of people doesn't like to exaggerate to make their face look ugly there. But the problem is even though you're not actually plan it well. But most of the times when you don't have enough kind of understanding, you kind of make yourself look more ugly than it was there, right? Why? Because you don't have that kind of experience there that you actually develop more and more and more on your kind of experiment on your own kind of skills here there, right? I actually have spent a lot of times from there, exaggerate some of the shapes directly, but one of the best way for us to work to exaggerate the face to understand what are the shapes that require for us to study the human face. I've shown you guys before, I think, previously, that human face came from all these kind of basic structures there, like I just say strawberry directly kind of shapes or carrots there, right? So from here, if I want to draw human face, okay, a cartoon version for examples, from carrot shapes there, right? And then I can actually write, draw the hairstyles there, and then the neck, then the body there. I did give you guys all these kind of examples there. Want to draw, right? I like to exaggerate, okay? For me, it's fun, okay, to get this kind of way of exploring human characters here. I'm not actually restrict myself to draw one single styles all the time, okay? I want to draw like the hairstyles like that, and then the neck a bit more bigger there, okay? And then the body, right? If you have that kind of understanding there, right, easy for you to exaggerate and also draw all these kind of characters more there, right? Want to draw women there, for examples, elf kind of shapes there, right? You can. You don't have any kind of restrictions there to draw. So you have more freedoms for you to study here there, right? See? But all these kind of line and strokes that you actually need to learn, you want to practice there, okay? All based on the controlling the basic structures there, right? Controlling the basic structures there, the line of actions there, the gestures line at the same time, right? There's a lot of things that it's a lot of time you have to spend yourself to draw, to trace that, to practice there, okay? But one of the way to draw on top of the layers there first, study the basic structures, study the stroke at the same times. That's basically you need to do. Otherwise, you won't be able to get it right. Okay, it's all based on your wrist and your hands to develop that kind of understanding here, and connection between your mind to control them and your eyes at the same time. Okay, so if you don't understand what I'm saying here, you don't actually practice them by understand what I'm actually have show. Try to take a look at those what we call that those. This is basically one of the tactics also that I actually emphasized earlier, right, okay, this Monday, okay, about one of the way you can actually use to execute your kind of illustration style without knowing how to draw, but understand what you see there first, okay? When I draw this mouse data, okay, I didn't actually plan to draw them, but I traced them, but I combined with the mixed kind of techniques using those brushes there, okay, to work on that. I didn't actually focus on the details there, but if you check look closely when I finish them, okay, it's almost look like details there, but it's not there, right? It's not that details there. If you look closely there, it all depends on the techniques. This is basically technical kind of illustrations. For those who cannot draw well, but they can emphasize on the digital collage combined with mixed up with the paint kind of style using Photoshops. Okay, different kind of thing that you guys can explore. If you think, oh, it's hard for me to draw, learn to specifically to understand the proportions, using reference also you can use them, right? But creativities came from the methods and also how you think, how you actually execute and combine the method that you have actually have seen. Everything is there. Okay. Anything else you want to ask me, Marissa? No. Wenfeng, Tachun, Wenhan, Desmond. No. So I see you guys. Okay. Hopefully on Saturday, and keep on practicing. Don't waste your time there. Okay. Not to practice your techniques there. Otherwise, it won't be happen directly from there. All right. Thank you very much. Have a good afternoons. Have a good lunch. Take care of yourself. Have a nice day. Bye bye.
Thank you, sir. Bye, sir.
Okay.